great start to the day.
Evening all. So here we go again. Had to recover the Mini this morning. Wifey broke down on the way to work and she was blocking the road and there was nowhere for her to go. The police were there to direct traffic around her while she waited for me to come and recover it. So I had to pick it up and bring it home. Here it is back on the drive. But have a look and see what happened. So apparently it went all chucky and just cut out on her and wouldn't start again. So maybe it's fuel pump or something like that. We'll have a look. Right, so I haven't really got that far. I plugged it in. I tried to start it. It turns over. One time it went to fire and it shut off the starter motor as if it had started. I'm assuming that a little bit of fuel allowed the engine to turn over enough to shut the starter motor down, because it actually just continually, like when you're turning it over, it will continuously turn until it fires up. So I plugged the battery went flat on it. So I plugged the tester in to see if there's any codes. There was a whole bunch of codes for undervoltage this, undervoltage that. Obviously it was all to do, the only other code that was constant was the oil pressure switch, which I knew about anyway. So I cleared the codes, put the jump leads across to that Vauxhall Corsa, and now we've got no codes, but it still won't fire up. Just turning over, turning over, turning over. Let's have one more try. Yeah, see, that is just like no fuel. But I swear I heard the fuel pump engage when I turned the power on a little while ago. There it is. That was the pump priming. I'm gonna have to look at this again. I think what I need to do is go back to basics. Check fuel spark. It's got to be the answer to go with, isn't it? So let's have a look at that. Right, I was pretty certain that I could hear the fuel pump priming, so I thought, right, okay, let's check the spark. So I've got the spark plugs out. They're deep recessed in these spark plugs with the individual ignition coils, and look what is down the holes. It is filled up with oil. So I'm thinking this might, I knew it was burning oil badly, but I don't know how it's getting in the holes where the spark plugs sit. They seem to be full up. I'm going to clean them all out so it's dry and then see if it starts. If it does, obviously that's why it weren't going, no spark. Reason the oil was getting down them holes, I'm not quite sure. I know it's burning oil, but I thought that would just been the piston rings. So who knows? Let's see. By the way, we're not talking a small amount of oil. These are absolutely filled with oil. I've never seen this before. I don't know how it's got in there, because how can it be getting down there? I don't understand it. Okay, I did some research. The oil in the spark plug holes is simply the valve cover gasket leaking. So that's not what's causing it not to start. Although I temporarily have cleaned them all out, that will come back again. But I'm not too fussed about that at the minute, because I've got to do the piston rings on this car anyway. I'm more concerned about why it's not firing up. So still haven't found that out. Well, I've lost the light now, so I think it's time to give up for the evening. I'm still none the wiser, but I do believe that no fuel is getting through. I think it's got a spark, because they're individual coils, so all 4 of them would have had to fail. So it must be the fuel. So, but I've unplugged the relay and plugged it back on again. I can hear it click, and I swear I heard the pump priming. So unless it's some sort of blockage, or the pump's failed and the pump's not actually working anymore. So I'm gonna have to have a look at that, but I can't do it now. Too dark. Anyway, hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.